Oh, this can't be good.
Why do most people stay broke their entire lives? And I'm not just talking about being poor. I'm talking about people making 50, 70, even $100,000 a year who are still living paycheck to paycheck. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not about how much you make, it's about what you learned when you were 15 years old. And the scary part? Most of us learned exactly the wrong lessons at exactly the wrong time. Today, I'm going to show you why the financial programming you received as a teenager is keeping you broke and what you can do about it. Let's get into it. The 15-year-old trap. Think back to when you were 15. What did you learn about money? For most of us, this is when we got our first real exposure to earning and spending. Maybe you got your first part-time job at a fast food place, a grocery store, or babysitting. And what did you do with that money? You spent it immediately on clothes, video games, going out with friends, maybe a car. And here's the thing, that made total sense at 15. You had no bills, your parents covered everything, so every dollar you earned was fun money. But here's the problem. That pattern, that immediate gratification reflex got hardwired into your brain. You learned that money exists to be spent. You learned that payday equals shopping day. You learn to think in terms of, can I afford the monthly payment, instead of, can I afford this? And nobody, not your parents, not your school, not anyone, sat you down and said, hey, this is actually the most important time to learn how money really works. Instead, you learn the employee mindset. Work for money, spend the money, repeat. And that cycle has kept you trapped ever since. The invisible scripts. Fast forward to adulthood. You're making real money now, but somehow you're still broke. Why? Because you're still running on those 15-year-old scripts. Script number 1. I deserve this because I work hard. Every time you get paid, you feel entitled to reward yourself. New clothes, eating out, subscriptions, impulse purchases. You've earned it, right? Script number 2. I'll start saving when I make more money. But here's the truth. When you made $30,000, you said you'd save at $50,000. Now you make $50,000 and you're saying you'll save at $70,000. Your expenses always rise to meet your income because you never learn to create a gap. Script number 3, investing is for rich people. At 15, investing seemed like something adults with money did, so you never learned about it, never started, and now at 25, 35, or 45, it still feels foreign and scary. Script number 4, debt is normal. You watched your parents have car payments, credit card debt, maybe even complain about money, so you assumed that's just how life works. Debt became your normal. These invisible scripts are running in the background of your mind every single day, making your financial decisions for you, and they're keeping you broke. Now let's talk about what rich kids learned at 15 because it's completely different. Rich kids don't learn to work for money, they learn to make money work for them. At 15, they're learning about compound interest, about assets versus liabilities, about the difference between earned income and passive income. When a wealthy teenager gets money, they're taught to split it. Some for spending, yes, but some for saving and some for investing. It becomes automatic. They learn delayed gratification not as a punishment, but as a strategy. They learn that debt is a tool, not a lifestyle. They understand good debt versus bad debt. They see their parents using leverage to build wealth, not to buy things they can't afford. And here's the biggest difference. They learn that time is their biggest asset. A wealthy 15-year-old who invests $100 a month understands that by the time they're 65, that could be worth over $1 million because of compound interest. They get a 50-year head start on building wealth. Meanwhile, most of us at 15 were learning how to maximize our Taco Bell order with our minimum wage paycheck. The game was rigged from the start, but not in the way you think. It's not that you couldn't have learned these things, it's that nobody taught you. Breaking the cycle. So how do you fix this? How do you reprogram yourself after decades of running on broken scripts? First, you need to catch yourself. Start noticing when those 15-year-old impulses kick in. That voice that says treat yourself on payday, that's the script. Acknowledge it, then make a different choice. Second, automate the right behavior. Set up automatic transfers on payday. 20% to savings and investments before you even see it. You can't spend what you don't see. This is how you create the gap between earning and spending. Third, educate yourself on what you should have learned at 15. Learn about index funds, Roth IRAs, compound interest, tax optimization. It's not too late. A 30-year-old who starts investing still has 35 years until retirement. That's plenty of time to build serious wealth. Fourth, change your peer group. If everyone around you is broke and spending every dollar, you'll stay broke. Find people who talk about investing, side hustles, building wealth. Your environment shapes your behavior. Fifth, teach the next generation differently. If you have kids, nieces, nephews, or younger siblings, break the cycle with them. Teach them at 15 what you wish you'd learned. Show them how compound interest works. Help them open their first investment account. Give them the head start you never had. Here's the bottom line. Most people stay broke not because they don't make enough money, but because they never unlearned the financial habits they picked up as teenagers. You were programmed at 15 to be a consumer, not a wealth builder. You learned to trade time for money and immediately spend that money. And that programming has been running your life ever since. But you're not 15 anymore. You have the power to rewrite the script. It starts with awareness, continues with education, and becomes permanent through action. The financial habits you build today will determine your reality in 10, 20, 30 years. Choose wisely. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more real talk about money. Drop a comment. What money lesson do you wish you'd learned at 15? Thanks for watching. Now go break the cycle.
Break the cycle.